Hello out there and welcome back to our Towns Let's Play. This is Mount Worthless and I'm glad to have you here with me. Mount Worthless is a place that's known for its buxom pixelated women and beardy men of bacon-eating caliber. So I'm going to start the game up, and as you can see I've switched my food back from steaks over to omelets to allow my cows some time to repopulate. We were doing some mass cow destruction, and I forgot that I did this last night. I actually put this entire wall in, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a huge rubber band box here. Oh no, I'm on the wrong layer. I'm going to make a huge rubber band box. There we are. Starting from there, I'm just going to see how much of this wall building I can cancel. There we are. And so, I don't really want to spend an entire episode building walls. In terms of the status update, I have hung several ornaments from the top of my city as a celebration of our clearing of the -6 layer. It was a bitter battle, but in the end, we were better than the hobgoblins. So I guess you could say, in a bitter battle, we were better than the baddies. There we are. If you really wanted to be alliterative about it. In any case, the -6 seems to be cleared out. And it's just bodies for days. Just dead bodies everywhere. Tons of gear and loot. I haven't really sent anybody down here yet to gather it because I'm kind of worried they won't be able to survive long enough. You can see that I've begun to mine everything out. So we've got some iron mines that are just pumping out a nice little supply of iron. Over here, we're farting out some copper just left and right. So we really are finally in the position where we can start producing gear. You can see here they've started to stack things up in front of the door. I had to go ahead and lock these doors to keep themselves from getting into trouble, because my townies were getting into fights with things in this lair. I do need to take a look around and make sure there's no monsters left before I'm basically able to send people around and have them gather up everything that's been gained down in this lair. I did place some food barrels finally. We're getting deep enough to where I feel like we need food barrels down here in the depths so that heroes can replenish themselves without going all the way back up to the surface, which is becoming a problem. My heroes are definitely tiring out a bit as they go deeper and deeper into the dungeon. It's okay, it's expected. And it looks like we've got a caravan here, so I'm going to take a look at what he's got. And it seems like he's a furniture merchant. I don't think he's going to have anything that I really want to get my hands on. Mostly just decorative stuff. But I do want his money. So what I will do is get rid of, well, I do have a lot of stone. I have loads of stone. But I don't want to spend an entire episode just having my people haul, so I'm going to ignore it. For the sake of you guys, because I love you so much, because I like thinking about the people that are watching my videos, I'm going to... Hey, what are you doing? I canceled that. What are you doing? Oh, you little buggers. Alright. Are you going to work now? There we are. Get off the walls. Everybody off the walls. Because I just said, and you guys are embarrassing me, townies. Townies, you are letting me down, as always. I wish that I just had a rack that I could put my townies on when they embarrassed me. But, alas, no such object exists for townie punishment. Townie torture. Now, I did have some questions about how to build a second floor, and I'm thinking about addressing those right now in this episode. If you wanted to build a second floor, what I'll do is I'll kind of start it off here, and I'll show it off with my tavern. So what you want to do is you just want to outline all of these blocks, because you can only attach blocks to adjacent blocks. And so if we want to get some work done here, this is going to be the first step in creating our second floor. And I'm probably only going to extend it out to here right now, because this is going to run a little bit long if I try to do the entire roof right now. So there we are. We'll just get the starting going, or the basic skeleton running, of what our second floor is going to be. And then from there, we'll keep an eye on our townies, and hopefully... And why won't you let me build a block there? Ah, it's because it's not attached. You can't attach things by corners. I had a brain fart for a moment. Although it is a little odd that it'll let me attach that one, but we'll see what happens. I'm going to wait and see and make sure they place all these blocks properly. Go ahead and see if we can increase the game speed a tad. Now that they've canceled out all those fencing jobs, hopefully they should skip right to it and get it done. This is what happens when you tell your townies to do a job. Ugh, just red X's everywhere. How depressing. Now, other things we need to set our minds to. I really want to get the bridge to Awesome Island done. I feel like this is a project that has just been taunting me. It is a project that just will not end. And it looks like... Is that on the same layer or is that one up? That's on the same layer. Fantastic. So we finally made contact with Awesome Island. What I am going to do is go ahead and mine that out, and it's going to fall down into the water, but I'm not going to be super concerned with it at the moment, because this layer is actually not going to be the layer that they walk across. Back here where these two supports are, I'm going to raise it up by 1 block and put in some stairs, and maybe right here I'm going to put in a 3rd layer of stairs, because the -4 is where I think I want to build the arena, where people will go to watch badgers do horrible bloody things to one another, which is a practice that in life I could not condone, but in towns, you never know. Medieval people enjoyed watching people like kill each other and stuff, so then again, you can't be too judgmental because we do it on TV, so we've just switched mediums. But off of my moral soapbox, off of my high horse, because that is not the point. Today we are in Mount Worthless trying to get things done. We are not here to complain about animal cruelty, although it should be addressed. We are here to hang hobgoblin heads from spikes. So, as you can see, they're placing the blocks. This is going to be the floor level of our 2nd floor. This would go a lot quicker if I had a few more workers, and make sure I'm on the proper layer here, because I don't want any accidents to happen. There we are. And you're just going to continue moving inwards until the entire layer is placed. So as soon as these get laid down, we'll go ahead and add extra layers. And everybody should be getting to work here. Hopefully everybody doesn't decide to communally go to sleep at the same time. Communal sleeping is definitely discouraged here in Mount Worthless. It's not something that I promote. It gets in the way of my workflow. I'm going to give you a look at my soldiers here, because they have changed. The hefty he-bitches are equipped like gods at the moment. Down in the dungeon, we ran into whatever drops Helmet of the Pig Slayers. I think they're were-pigs or were-boars or something like that. Down in the dungeon, we ended up with Sips killing a bunch of them. Oh, and that brings me to mind. Check this out. Check this out. This is awesome. This is awesome. Sir Punchwood showed up. So, Sir Punchwood is now part of our heroic retinue, and he wasted no time putting on a super awesome red pimp hat. So he's just walking through town. I really wish that graphic did show up on him, because I would never allow him to take off that red hat if it did. Sir Punchwood would just be pimping all over Mount Worthless. You would just hear just like everywhere he went. He'd have a Cadillac. It would be incredible. And I deleted my cavern. Oh no, I deleted my tavern. Hold on. That was an accident. I didn't mean to do that. That was an accident. So let's see here. Let's fix our boo-boo. There we are. Boo-boos are fixed. I wanted to destroy that block, which they have placed rather stupidly. You can never trust a townie to do anything right. And if you don't believe me, keep an eye on your townies for more than 5 minutes, and I'm sure you will be convinced that what I say is true. Your townies are intensely stupid. They are stupid to the point where you just want to headbutt the wall and cry sometimes. But, back to what I was talking about, the hefty he-bitches are just yoked out right now. They are strapped and ready for combat, and anything beyond that. They are ready to roll. So, any enemy that I've seen show up so far has just gotten decimated. I actually feel like we probably are ready for the -8. With the way my heroes blew through the -6, I was concerned for a little bit, but with the gold gear, it was just no contest. So we do want to get Sir Punchwood geared out a little bit. I don't want him to be in a situation where he has crappy gear. So I'm going to find his room. He took this little room, even though this big one was open. Maybe it's because he likes sleeping on a bed. But what we're going to do is I'm going to leave gear for him in that room. So I'm going to take a random citizen, and it's going to be Charles Picchieri. We'll go with him. I'm going to pick that random citizen. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to craft some gear just for that citizen. So let's go ahead and swing over here to our crafting menu. Sir Punchwood can wear anything, so I'm going to try and make the best thing we can make. We need an ice smithy. So I'm going to get going on making an ice smithy. And here it is. It's kind of this cool looking thingamabob. And actually, I tore down... Oh, I'm an idiot. I tore down... Unfortunately. I tore down my entire forge in the interest of reorganizing it, because I felt like I didn't have enough workspaces. Nothing looked quite right. I just didn't like it. So I was forced, unfortunately, to tear it down, and they're placing blocks stupidly again. So we'll destroy that block so it's just not laying in the middle of my floor. And I'm showing how to do the second floor because I have gotten a couple emails asking, how do you... Splattercat, help me make a second floor. Please explain the process to me. And yet explaining the process does not feel vibrant enough to me. It doesn't feel like it explains the situation well enough. So I did want to go ahead and exhibit how to do it. And now that these blocks are placed, we are just going to continue going around the edges. And I may actually tear some of these blocks out and put in kind of a cool floor motif, kind of a pattern, something to make it look a little sexier. I'm going to knock out probably these front walls and put in glass. That was something that I did want to set my mind to that I just haven't gotten around to. Windows are severely lacking in Mount Worthless. We don't like our townies to see the outside. It gives them hope. It makes them think that someday maybe they'll walk the... it makes them think that maybe they'll walk the green fields someday and escape from this horrible place of placing blocks and getting eaten by monsters. And why is no one building? Does no one have a stone hammer? Is that what it is? No, people have stone hammers. So why is no one building? Why is it that no one is building, to correct my grammar? These smithies. Please build my smithies, little townies. Please? Maybe? So I'm going to hold off on construction over here for just a moment. Maybe it's just because they're bogged down with what they're building over here. Maybe it's because they're bogged down with hauling queues, to be honest. As you can see, I've added some more things, although I have taken the opportunity to lock up as many of the doors as possible to control my workflow. So we have plenty of iron, so why is nothing getting built here? Is it because of the tongs? Is it because of the tongs? My tongs were sitting right here. Where did the tongs go? Someone has pilfered my tongs. That might be the issue. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to tell them to produce like 4 tongs. That'll be fine. And once they have those tongs made, hopefully all of these crafting benches will get built. Then I can put in some forges. Then we can put in the ice smithy. Then we can start making gear, which we will then give to Mr. Pikiri, which we will then bestow upon Mr. Punchwood. We have a long chain of things to do right now, and unfortunately, we are doing them in a limited townie fashion. I did get up to 29 townies, but then I assigned some of them to be soldiers, and then they got killed for some reason. I'm still at a loss. I left the game running, and I went and ate a snack. I was feeling peckish, and I was taunted away by the thoughts of lovely goodies in my kitchen, and all the amazing fruits and vegetables that I had purchased in the earlier evening, and therefore I let my town's guard down, and, well, I had to pay a townie price to eat dinner. My stroganoff was laced with death, I guess is the point that I'm trying to convey. So, other things that... Let's see here, did they mine that out? They did mine that out, so while they are ignoring other tasks, they did mine this out. So I think my townies are as excited about Awesome Island as I am. I can't be sure. It's difficult to judge townies. They're very stoic people. They like to keep things to themselves. They don't talk much. But I think they're excited about Awesome Island and Badger Misery. Badger Battering Combat. Now, this skeleton has a strange habit that I want to clue you guys in. This skeleton here has the strange habit of humping doors, and hopefully he does it in the near future. Right now, you're going to have to go off hearsay, and you're like, Splattercat, skeletons don't hump doors. He does, I promise. I wouldn't lie to you about something like this. He keeps molesting my doors. I've gotten several written complaints from the doors in my kingdom saying, listen, this skeleton is being very forward. I don't like him like that. We're just friends. I don't know why he keeps humping me. And, you know, we don't support that kind of exhibitioning here in the middle of Mount Worthless. This is a town where we're very conservative here. We only offer Rush Limbaugh. That's the only thing my townies listen to. I don't condone it, but that's the only thing they listen to. I don't know. I try not to talk to my townies about their opinions too much. I figure between the way that they build and their other personal habits, I might get frustrated. So now we have tongs. We have tongs. So now that we have tongs, perhaps someone will see fit to build my anvils. I don't know why. I used to say anvil, but now I like to pronounce the second half of the word anvil, like they're a villain. The Anvillain. That sounds like a horrible DC villain. He's just a dude with like anvils on his hands. Anvillain! Okay. I feel like I'm getting a little bit off. I'm getting off course here. I feel like, in lieu of watching my villagers build and do nothing else, is someone please going to take tongs? Please? Build my anvils, little citizens. Let me go back through the work list and make sure that the anvils can be built with what we have. It says we need a mason's bench. Check! We have many of those. Tongs, we have several. Iron, we have lots of. And stone hammers, we have plenty of. We have many stone hammers, so part of me is a little concerned. And they might be, it could be because they used up all of my stone. They're now just focusing on hauling stone, but buildings should be higher in this queue. Let's see here. Item construction. Mining and digging, tilling and chopping. It should be, you know what? There we go. Let's put it higher than mining. For once. So we have kind of a mixed grab bag of food here. I switched over to omelets because our cows were becoming woefully exterminated, and I feel like I may need to turn off cow butchering altogether in order for my population to survive. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, go away, no more steaks. This is a steak-free zone. And we have tons of bones laying around. I haven't built a burner yet, but we don't have enough mud at the moment. And I do need to start building tons of glass. Now, why this is not being built, I cannot tell you. So if you're watching like, oh my god, I have so much anticipation. I want to see an anvil be built. Which I know, you're on the edge of your seat. Anvil building is mind-blowingly entertaining. I'm sorry. I apologize. Splattercat humbly removes his hat and bows before you and says, I have no idea why they're not building these anvils right now. We have all the stuff. All of the stuff is in our possession. We have all of the craftables are just laying around. There is so much potential energy around all of them, and yet none of it is being turned into kinetic. So, what can we do? What can we do, Mount Worthless? What can we do? So, I'll tell you what we can do. We can keep building our bridge to Awesome Island. Ooh, and we have hit more stone. I see. We have hit more stone. We have hit more stone. And so we will mine that stone to get it out of our way. Yes, very nice, very nice. And so we will put now, and I was holding control, I was not shift clicking, so that was operator difficulty. We will place our next layer, our next beautiful, wondrous, magnanimous, impressive layer of the bridge to Awesome Island. If you guys want to name the bridge, go ahead, throw it down in the comments. You can name my bridge. I give you carte blanche. Name my bridge. I was just gonna name it something stupid anyways. I'm sure whatever you guys will come up with will be way more creative than what Splattercat comes up with. Now we do need to build another pillar over here. We are not structurally sound. I kind of feel like this whole thing is gonna be like and roll to the left and fall over. Luckily there's no physics in Mount Worthless. We are lacking in physics, except for the tendency of townies to fall. We are lacking in physics. So they are placing those blocks. Nobody is making my anvils. Why do you scorn me in such a way, sir? Mount Worthless, why do you bite your thumb at me? Why? So, I have no clue why they are not building the forge. I guess it's probably on the back end of the crafting queue. I should probably use my binary system here just to force everybody to do what I want. So I'm going to go through and lock all the doors and force my townies to work in the manner that I see fit. Now, I do need to make some ice chests and start gathering up some of the random stuff. I don't want them gathering mud either. Mud hauling is not something that is high on my list at the moment of things to do. There's some diorite boots. What? How come nobody is wearing diorite boots? We have goblinite, boots of haste. Walter Warchie, I got a gift for you, buddy. Diorite boots. And so, Walter Warchie just continues to become more of a badass bamf, for lack of a better word. Now, people in my town, if I see you standing around when I clearly have anvils over here, there may be whippings in the near future. There will be Mount Worthless whippings, and they will commence until the work is concluded. Why? Why? Why do you hate me, Mount Worthless people? Why? They're like, well, you named our town Mount Worthless, therefore inferring that we are all worthless. And we are going on strike. To which I respond, there are no unions here. It's like Walmart up in this town. All attempts to unionize will be met with swift punishments. There will be no mercy in this regard. How about if I build one anvil? Mayhaps, noble townies, you will place that anvil accordingly? Indeed. We have tons of food, so I'm going to lock the fence doors now. Because that is the only thing that I have left uncovered, and I really would like for these anvils to be built. I would love for these anvils to be built. Anvils? Yay, nay? What are you doing, townies? Well, I shall concern... Tongs are missing. Tongs have just magically walked off. There was several pairs laying here. And now they are gone. My townies are frustrating me. I will say that. Townies, who has my tongs? Thief, did you steal my tongs? There's a thief here, and thieves have a nasty tendency to steal things. But it does not look like he stole my tongs. Well... And there's Manfred von Applebottom. He has not despawned our ghost, who is trapped on our little balcony there, who goes woo and shakes chains and just raises a ruckus, and it hopes to inspire the workers. I found that ghost-powered work tends to be the most efficient. Oh, maybe did I lock the door to the iron? Is that why? Perhaps I shall unlock the door to the iron, which is a crafting thing that they need. There they go! God. Oh, what have I done? I feel so idiotic right now. That was totally a crisis of my own making. And it looks like they're all running off to do things. And they're gathering the iron. No! Build my anvil! Build my anvil! Oh well. Townies, what can you do? I will go ahead and tell them to keep mining out blocks over here so we can keep building this bridge. Which, that is a pretty sexy bridge, if I do say so myself. It will look better once it's multi-layered and it actually blends straight into the arena, because right now it's kind of mono-levelular. I just made up a word to describe that, meaning it exists only in one layer. I'm sure there's another word for that. I just don't know it. My vocabulary is limited. But I think like I think we have made progress in this video. I've had a lot of fun making it. Thank you for joining me in Mount Worthless. I will see you next time. My name is Splattercat. Take care out there, everybody.